Paul Martin. So, lots to discuss. I'm joined by Conservative MP and former Welsh Secretary Stephen Crabb, Plaid Cymru's Westminster leader Liz Saville-Roberts, and the Labour MP for Aberafon, Stephen Kinnock. Welcome to you all on a very exciting night. Stephen Crabb, I mean, she may have won the vote tonight, but her authority is shot, isn't it?
Well, she's won the vote, and she won by a comfortable margin, and that buys her some space now, because, as you explained at the start of the programme, there can't be another leadership challenge or a vote of confidence for 12 months. So she's got the space that she needs to get on and try and land.
117...
Yeah, it's very significant.
A third, at least, of your party do not back the leader. That's awkward, to say the least.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's a reflection of the deep division within the party, which in itself is a reflection of the deep division in the country about the way forward on Brexit. So these are difficult days for the Conservative Party, they're difficult days for the government, and the country needs a way forward, and Theresa May now, following this confidence vote, has a bit of space to try and get us through this.
A lot of confusion tonight about what she exactly told you in that meeting about when she'll stand down. She won't fight the next general election. What exactly did she say on that?
So she gave a very clear indication that she's not going to fight the next election, which, of course, is planned for 2022. But when she was asked, well, hey, if the election comes sooner than that, will you be leading us then? And that's when her answer was a bit less than fully clear.
A bit of a fudge on that one.
It was a question she hadn't been expecting, and in fairness, given everything else going on today, you can understand why.
But it's crucial, though, isn't it?
You can understand why she hadn't perhaps gained through that particular question.
Because so many people within the party, and lots have told me privately, they'll back her if she's not standing in the next election. If that election is sooner than you think, they'll be very disappointed.
Yeah, and look, events are going to move very quickly now, and we'll see what happens. I think a lot of colleagues talking privately over the last 6 months or so, have felt that the end of March next year, which of course is the date when legally the UK stops being a member of the EU, that felt like a natural cut-off point when the Prime Minister might be thinking about perhaps moving on to something else.
Stephen Kinnock, it's over to you as a Labour Party now, I suppose. If you want to get rid of her before the next general election, why doesn't Jeremy Corbyn go for it?
My view is we should table a motion of no confidence sooner rather than later. I think it's our constitutional duty when you have a government that is clearly unable to govern. It's lost all of its authority, and when you lose authority, you lose legitimacy. It's our duty as Her Majesty's loyal opposition to table a motion of no confidence.
Yeah, but don't forget, your leader lost a motion of no confidence, didn't he? And he lost it badly. He's still leading.
Well, the Tory party has a different constitution, and their MPs are able to put forward a binding vote on their leader in a way that we're not. But I think the absolutely key point here is, what is the Prime Minister doing on a wild goose chase to Brussels? Because she's trying to get these assurances and clarifications. It's absolutely clear they won't wash with her own party, and they won't wash with the DUP.
And we'll get on to the Brexit plan.
The clock is ticking, and we're wasting time.
But just about this idea of a general election, because the ERG, the European Reform Group, tonight have said, you know, if this goes wrong and she doesn't get the changes to the deal, then a general election is inevitable. I mean, how does the mood feel in Westminster tonight, Liz Saville-Roberts, in terms of that?
There is evidently a real mood here. There's also a real mood out in the country, and I think there's this sense of frustration. What we've seen is the Conservative Party playing games amongst each other in this, and nothing has really changed in all reality. The numbers haven't changed. Her deal is not going to get through. If anything, it's less certain than that. Something has to give.
Yeah, what's going to give? Because nothing has changed when it comes to the deal. The maths have not changed.
Yeah, today hasn't changed a single thing. It was entirely a waste of time brought about by a small group of my colleagues, which led to, as you were explaining, a vote where a larger than comfortable number of people voted against it. The fundamentals haven't changed one bit. The country is stuck. We are divided about Brexit. We need a way forward.
You're making an appalling job of this Brexit. But you as a government
none of the people,
and as a party, you're making such a mess of it.
Well, that might be your view, but none of the people bringing forward alternatives, not Stephen Kinnock's plan B around Norway, not Liz Saville-Roberts' plan for a second referendum to stop Brexit, none of these alternatives can command a majority in the House of Commons. And when you can't find a majority for your plan B, plan C, plan D, then actually maybe you need to look again at plan A.
What changes will she get tomorrow in Brussels?
Well, let's see whether there are any meaningful and significant changes. Okay. But there's still life in this process.
Yeah, she's off to Brussels. She says she's already made progress, Stephen Kinnock. Give her the space to do it and deliver.
But, I mean, the Irish Taoiseach, the President of the European Commission, have said in terms we are not going to reopen the withdrawal agreement. The DUP has said the only change we would accept is a change to the legal text in the withdrawal agreement. It's a complete and utter waste of time. She is clinging on to power, and she is actually putting her own desire to stay in power ahead of the national interest.
Well,
It's completely
why
unacceptable.
not back this plan now, Liz Saville? Why would it be so bad for Wales, this plan?
We know under every scenario this plan makes Wales's economy and the economy of many, many areas of the United Kingdom worse. We're just seeing now that Westminster is not able to move ahead. We're not going to see changes from Europe. She's playing for time. I'm frankly deeply disappointed in Jeremy Corbyn. He should start behaving like the leader of the opposition and putting real pressure on the government. Everything, I think we'll be hearing from members of the public in a moment. What we'll be hearing from them is people want something to happen. We are at stalemate. We're at an impasse here in Parliament. We have to find some way of breaking that. And to me, in the end, if we're going to look at democracy, it'll be democracy through a people's vote that actually brings about the change. Now that we actually know we have something that is measurable on the table and certainty, bringing that to the people.
OK, well, maybe a second referendum is the answer, according to Liz Saville Roberts. No other answers here, Jason. What about